Hey, good afternoon, folks. Mechanic Dave here. I am working on a 2008 Saturn Outlook. It's the XE model with a 3.6 liter. And as some of you already know, it's a real tight biatch to get this pump out. So first things first, I'm going to show you a different method. Since I'm replacing the strut towers, I decided to try my method and see what goes first. First things first, I'm going to be lowering the whole, dropping the whole K-frame about 4 inches down. First things first, take you an 11mm socket, pull this boot up where the steering sector is, remove the one 11mm bolt out, pull the shaft out. We want to prevent any kind of damage to the steering shaft. After you do that, as I mentioned before, you're going to need to pull the lower half of the struts each side. They're 24mm bolts, nuts that hold the spindle hub to the lower struts. Then you will need an 18mm and an 8mm open end wrench. 18mm to remove the sway bar link, 8mm to hold the outer part from spinning internally. Do that on both sides. Go ahead and get you your favorite wrench to remove your tensioner and just undo the belt around the power steering bolt. You'll have one 10mm bolt for this line here. Get you an oil catch drain pan. Mind you, I know 95% of you aren't going to have the comfort of a lift in your yard, but support it with jack stands. Get you your favorite floor jack to mimic what I'm doing here. This line here is a 16mm. Undo that. Undo the 10mm. Then there's one bolt here. And there's one on the back side, which I found perfect to get from here with a long extension. And that's going to be that bolt right there. Right there. And that sucker is a, well, here's my long extension I used. That is a 15mm, folks. 15mm. So you remove those two, and then what you'll do is on the top, there's one mount, engine mount underneath the fuse box. I had to move my fuse box out of the way. Disconnect your battery, remove your fuse box out of the way. Then you'll, with the support of the engine, you'll remove these two bolts here, loosen that guy up, pull that out. Same thing over here. Remove this bolt, pull that out, and you'll have that big footprint. I went over here and I didn't completely remove them, but I just loosened up this one here. I didn't touch these, but just loosened it there and loosened it there. Didn't have to touch those. And then I just went ahead and used my floor jack, lowered it down a bit. And look at that. It gives you just enough room. You're gonna have to pull it flip the gear sideways. And then when you flip it sideways, let me find my light. Yeah, there we go. And when you flip it sideways, you're gonna get it through this little hole. You'll have to take this brake line and kind of push it up a bit. And you will clear. Just pull it out, get your new pump, transfer your pulley over to your new pump, sneak it back in there. And here's the cool part. After you get that sucker bolted in, get your belt on, now that you got a little bit of clearance to work with, take your floor jack, put that up there. Bam, look at that, guys. And reverse order. But I pretty much got that pump out and in about an hour and 5 minutes. Next job for me is the strut towers. But I just wanted to save that or share that video with you because the book time called for like 6 hours and talked about removing exhaust, which I didn't remove any pieces at all. And I saw another guy that did the exhaust manifold, pulled the cat out, pulled the drive line off. Forget all that, folks. Just do it on the ground. Get you some floor jacks. Chalk the back wheels. Use some jack stands. Use some common sense. Don't get killed. But I'm telling you right now, you drop that K-frame and you'll make your clearance. But please do not forget to pull that 11mm bolt out of that boot. Otherwise, you're going to damage that steering shaft. And I've damaged a couple of them because I get too ahead of myself. I rush too quickly, and I do things that are foolish. So anyways, I hope that works out for you. Again, that was a 2008 Saturn Outlook XE model with a 3.6 liter, and that was how I did the power steering pump. Good luck.